Hey guys, thank you for your purchase of the no-throw surf system. Today we're going to do an install on a ZFT4 tower without the camera. All right, tools you're going to need is a 1/8 Allen, a 5/16 Allen, some wire strippers, electrical tape, a lighter, a ratchet, a 13/16 socket, and or you can use an impact gun instead of the ratchet for a little bit of extra speed, and a torque wrench if you want to get exact torque. Okay, so first step is you're going to remove these Allens underneath on this cover plate. They're a 1/8 Allen, and sometimes they're really tight and they have Loctite on them. So make sure you use a good Allen, get fully seated in there, put a lot of pressure from below, and run those out. I already pre-took these out, so these are going to come out easy. Normally, you really got to be careful with this because you don't want to strip these. I took a few out already, so let's get that last one out. You'll be able to see up under here, and that's how you're going to take out your factory toe point. So on your factory toe point, you've got 4 5/16 Allens. These are also going to be tight and have Loctite on them, so make sure your Allen is fully seated in there. And just run those out. Put a little pressure down on the top when you get to the last one so that it doesn't lift as you're coming out with it. So on this one, I'm going to put just a little bit of pressure downward. Okay, got all 4 of those out. Okay, right here you've got 2 little bullet connectors. The nav light would have been plugged into these. I already did it, but you just pull these out and they'll just pull apart. And then you can lift your nav light or your toe point with your nav light out from the top, and then put these bolts with your washers back in so you don't lose them. All right, next step, you're gonna get your bolt and your washer and just apply some Loctite to it. Loctite goes further than you think, so that is more than enough right there. All right, so for this part, what you're going to do is take your nav light that we gave you and fish it down through your no-throw. So your wires come out the bottom here. Pull that light tight-ish on top. Doesn't have to be snug because you're still going to mess with it. And then here's where it gets a little tricky. You're going to run your wires down through the center of your tower, right here, through the big hole, out the bottom. And then you're going to set your no-throw here to where it balances. You're going to come underneath, grab your wires, and make sure they're not passing through any other wires. Make sure they're kind of on their own. And then you're going to grab your bolt, and you're going to push your wires through your bolt. It's easier to do this like this because trying to push them through the no-throw and all the way down through your bolt can get a little tricky. Now once you do that, just hang on to the bottom of the wires, push your bolt up through the center here, and then you're going to lift up your no-throw and start threading your bolt in. It helps to have an extra set of hands. All you gotta do is get her started. Okay, that is started. Okay, so once you have your bolt started and it's just threaded in a little bit, take these wires and just pull from the top and pull them so they're just inside the bolt a hair. Do not pull them all the way out because they're easy to now just push down. You got them started. Okay, so now you're going to tighten that bolt down. You want to make sure that this little nub right here, this guy right here, is pointed straight back out the back of the boat. So we've got that right. We've got this held down in place. I'm going to grab my impact and tighten this bolt down. At this point, you're going to want to grab a torque wrench and torque that bolt down to 40 to 50 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, next step, you're just going to pull your nav light off right here. So you're just going to twist it. And then once it lines up, it'll just snap out because you're going to need these 2 screws. These are just a 1/8 Allen. So just stick your Allen in there, run those out. All right, so with your 1/8 Allen here, you're just going to go into this hole, line them up. You'll see the holes that are the threaded holes in the toe point. You don't need to go real tight, just snug with those. And then you'll take your new light, push your wires down through. You can grab them from the bottom and give them a pull. And then this will just drop in and twist. And that's installed. Okay, so for your bullet connector style, you're going to put that on your white wire. Just slide it in to there. Make sure it drops into the metal portion. It doesn't fight you. There it goes. And then just crimp down on that.
If your wires aren't already stripped, make sure to strip the plastic covering off of them first.
And once you crimp it, give it a little pull test, make sure it's tight. And then grab your other style, your female end. Same thing. Stick your wire in there, make sure it seats, crimp it down, give it a pull test. See, that's why you do a pull test, because sometimes they aren't crimped good. So we send you an extra one, so grab your second one. All right, now we're good. Next step, you're going to grab your lighter and just put some heat to these. These are shrink connectors, and that will shrink down and kind of give you a nice watertight seal on that wire. Just rotate them as you do it, and they'll shrink right down. Same thing on this one. Now you're just going to plug those back in. The bullet one goes into the female connector on the boat, and this female one receives the bullet connector from the boat. Make sure those are fully seated and clear of the other wires, and you're good to go. Never hurts to check your nav light once just to make sure it turned on, before you put everything back together. Last thing I like to do is I do just like to push these back up into the tube here. That's how they came from the factory. And that just gets everything up and out of the way for when I put on that last little plate. Okay, when you grab your bottom plate, just make sure you don't pinch any of these wires in that little ring around there when this goes up flush. I always have one ready to go on my impact so that I don't have to try to reach down and grab something. Just put those in and snug them up. Make sure you don't cross thread them. All right, let's do a quick setup video, show you how to set this up now that it's installed. First thing you're going to do is click on your little pin here and lift it out. And then this tool will hang onto that pin for you. Pull your spring off, and you need to be able to get at this little hole right here. There's a button in there you push down, and that'll allow you to swing this once, and then go in there one more time, and that'll allow you to swing this a second time around to the front like that. Now that that's there, ready to surf is going to be clevis mount 1 in your instructions. They're numbered, but clevis mount 1, clevis mount 2, clevis mount 3, clevis mount 4. Anytime the pole is just behind straight out the side of the boat, you know you're in the ready to surf position. An easy way to check that is grab a hold of this head, and as it rotates around the back, make sure that it's not pulling on the spring, it's collapsing the spring. So now you've got that set up in the ready to surf. You just set it and forget it. If you're going to go water skiing, pull that pin out, spin this around to the front, and click on right there, put your pin back in. Now you have a completely unobstructed tow point, so you can ski without the head in the way. You want to go back to surfing, click on, lift, spin, click, and you're surfing again. Goofy to regular, all you do with the pole, it's much easier, but you just grab this head, spin it. There's no tools, there's no adjustment, nothing needed. You just grab the head and pull it around to the other side.
Congratulations on your purchase. Welcome to the No Throw family. Boating will definitely be a better experience for you guys this year.